Electrical work. Introduction to the module. A handy person must know electrical work. Here, some of the essential electrical works are discussed. Topics to be covered. Troubleshooting a dead outlet. Installing an inline cord switch. Fixing a flickering lamp. Replacing a problem plug. Replacing a lamp socket. Balancing a ceiling fan. Installing a programmable thermostat. Repairing TV remote. Troubleshooting a dead outlet. Check if other outlets are dead. Check other outlets, lamps, and appliances to see if they are affected. Switch on and off lights and check nearby power outlets. To test the outlets, use a voltage tester or plug in a lamp. Unplug lamps and appliances from dead outlets to eliminate the likelihood that a brief or overload from one among them is causing the matter. Make a note of where dead outlets are or mark them with masking tape so you can locate them after you've switched off the power. Check the circuit breakers. Once you've unplugged everything from the dead outlets, look for a tripped circuit breaker or a blown fuse. You will find the circuit breakers or fuses in the main electrical panel, usually located near the house's electrical wires. Locations such as garages, basements, and laundry rooms are common. To access the fuses or circuit breakers, locate the panel and open the metal door. Tripped circuit breakers aren't always apparent. If you don't see a tripped breaker, firmly press every breaker to the off position. After that, turn them back on. There may be a potentially dangerous short circuit or ground fault if the tripped breaker does not reset without tripping again. Switch the circuit breaker off until you have located the problem. In most cases, a tripped breaker is caused by a short-lived overload on the circuit, or a brief circuit in some device plugged into the circuit. But in rare cases, a loose wire in an electrical box might be causing the matter. Installing an inline cord switch. Add an inline switch, so you don't need to reach under the lampshade to flip on a lightweight. The installation is quick and easy, and no special tools are required. Mount an inline switch on the cord. Several sizes of inline cord switches are available at hardware stores, home centers and lamp specialty stores. Look at the small printing on the cord to work out which size switch you would like, SPT1 or SPT2. Consult the instruction sheet before installation. Note: connect an inline switch only to a cord with a polarized plug. A polarized plug has one prong wider than the other, so you can only insert it one way into an outlet. Unplug lamp. Slit the cord where you want the switch. Use a small pocket knife to make a 3 to 4 inch slit at the desired switch location. Do not cut into the individual wire sheathing. Cut apart the smooth, non-identified, hot wire at the center of the split. Attach the switch. Insert the cord into the wire channel on the switch bottom. Press the switch halves together and tighten the switch screw. Fixing a flickering lamp. Fix a flickering lamp light bulb in several easy steps. First, try tightening the bulb in the socket and plugging the lamp into a different outlet. If the lamp still flickers, unplug it and check the cord for fraying where it enters the plug. Replace it if necessary. If the cord's in fine condition, the likelihood is that the bulb isn't fully contacting the metal contact tab located at the rock bottom of the lamp socket. Make sure the lamp is unplugged, and adjust the contact tab. Replace the bulb and turn on the lamp. If the problem persists, the lamp switch, socket or cord is worn out. Unplug the lamp, unscrew the bulb and gently pry the metal contact tab 1/8 of an inch up off the bottom of the lamp socket with a straight slot screwdriver. Scrape off rust or corrosion with a screwdriver and blow any grit out of the socket. Replacing a problem plug. Plugs on lamp cords often have a liability where the cord enters the plug. Pulling and flexing can break the wires at now, leaving you with a lamp that flickers once you jiggle the cord. The cure is to replace the plug. To do this safely, choose a polarized plug. A polarized plug has one blade wider than the other to fit into an outlet only one way. Before you purchase a plug, take an in-depth check out the cord. Along with another label, you ought to find SPT1 or SPT2. This refers to the thickness of the cord's sheathing, and therefore the plug you purchase must have an equivalent listing to fit over the sheathing. The plug you purchase might not look exactly just like the one which is already installed, but installing it'll be similar. Be sure to read the manufacturer's instructions. Cut the cord just a few inches away from the plug. Then, using a pocket knife, split about an inch of cord and strip off 3 to 4 inches of insulation. Wrap the wires clockwise around the terminal screws of the new plug and tighten. The neutral wire must connect to the broader prong. Slip the blades into the housing and push the blade holder into place. Replacing a lamp socket. A lamp socket itself can go bad, but more often, it's the switch inside the socket. Either way, the answer may be a replacement. Regardless of the prevailing switch type, you'll choose a push-through switch, a chain, a turn knob or a three-way turn knob that gives 2 brightness levels. You can also choose a socket without a switch and install a switch cord instead. Pry the socket distribution of its base with a screwdriver. Cut the wires to remove the socket. Then loosen the set screw so you'll unscrew the socket base. Unscrew the socket base from the threaded tube. If the bottom doesn't bear by hand, grab the tube and, therefore, the base with pliers to spin it free. Then screw on the new base and tighten the set screw. Strip off 1 to 2 in insulation with a wire stripper and twist the wire strands together. If you achieve any wire strands while stripping, cut back the cord and begin over using larger notches. Tie an underwriter's knot within the cord. The wires can then be linked by wrapping them clockwise around the screws and tightening them. The neutral wire should be connected to the silver screw. Pull the extra cord all the way down through the lamp. Snap the socket shell into the bottom and slip the insulation sleeve over the socket. Balancing a ceiling fan. Ceiling fan wobble is caused by imbalances within the fan blades or blade holders, misalignment of blades, excess dust accumulation or simply loose blade holder mounting screws. Before you affect its moving pieces, get your fan back to its old smooth running state. First, confirm all the blades are tightly screwed into the blade holder, and therefore the blade holder is firmly screwed into the fan flywheel. Using a household cleaner, remove any dust or buildup from the fan blades. Run the fan to see the wobble and to dry the fan blades. If the wobble persists, one among the blades could also be out of alignment. Make sure the blades are straight. Measure the space from the ceiling to the sting of a blade with a yardstick. Most blades are angled, so measure on an equivalent side of all the blades. Hold the yardstick still and rotate the blades around to measure the opposite blades. If any blade is out of alignment, gently bend the blade holder up or down until the blade is in line with the others. Turn the fan on to ascertain if it spins smoothly. If it still wobbles, devour a blade balancing kit from an ironmongery shop or home center. The balancing clip will balance the fan blades, eliminating the wobble. Slide the balancing clip on the edge of any blade, halfway between the holder and tip. Run the fan to see the wobble. Repeat with each blade, noting which one most reduced the wobble, then slide the clip in small increments far away from the center of that blade. Move the clip, operate the fan, then move it again until you eliminate the maximum wobble possible. Set a weight. Peel off the backing and stick the adhesive-backed balancing weight on the highest center of the blade directly in line with the balancing clip. Add more weight if needed to urge a smooth-running fan. Installing a programmable thermostat. Programmable thermostats are available from home centers and hardware stores. The higher-priced models provide more programming options. Turn off power to the heating and cooling systems at the most panel. Remove the old thermostat. There'll be anywhere from 2 to 5 wires attached to the old thermostat. Mark the wires with a tab, or tape, and, therefore, the letter representing the terminal and unscrew them. Remove and discard the old thermostat. Clip a clothespin to the cable, so it doesn't slump inside the wall cavity, and mount the new plate. Level the new mounting plate in position and mark the mounting screw holes. Drill 3/16 of an inch holes, insert drywall anchors and screw the plate to the wall. If the thermostat has backup batteries, insert them before wiring the new thermostat. Screw the system wiring to the screw terminals on the new thermostat using the letter labels as reference. Strip the wires back if necessary. These letters are standard. Hook them up to an equivalent terminal on the new thermostat. Snap the thermostat to the mounting plate. Repairing TV remote. For repairing a foreign, you've got to work out the way to disassemble the remote, and everyone is different. But here are some general disassembly tips. Start by removing the screws. They're usually hidden within the battery compartment under labels and rubber feet. Next, take a photograph of the remote with the screws near their holes. Be sure you get a transparent shot of all the buttons and any slide switches along the side of the remote. Once you pop open the remote, those slide switches may fly out. Follow the blending and application instructions. Repaint each button with a replacement coat of conductive paint. Paint all of them as long as you've got the case open. The paint dries in about 24 hours, but it needs a full 72 hours to cure completely. That's why we had your taking photos, so you'll remember the way to reassemble your remote 3 days later. Don't rush the curing process, or you'll be repeating the repair during a year approximately. Reassemble the remote, and it's able to serve. Summary. This module can be summarized as: a lamp socket itself can go bad, but more often, it's the switch inside the socket. Either way, the solution is a replacement. Ceiling fan wobble is caused by imbalances in the fan blades or blade holders, misalignment of blades, excess dust accumulation, or just loose blade holder mounting screws. A polarized plug has one blade wider than the other to fit into an outlet only one way. The circuit breakers or fuses are usually found in the main electrical panel, usually located near the house's electrical wires.